Who are you and what character do you play?
My name is Spaceboy. I've been competing for about 5 years, and I main Sakura.
Why Sakura?
Um, it's funny, but I feel like I'm at the point where she's the only SF5 character that I actually like playing at this point. Because my other mains, I either just stopped liking them. Like I started this game with Karin and Akali, then they stopped being fun. Then I switched to Alex, then he became terrible, and then I went from Akuma to Ed, and each character I either just stopped liking or they just got nerfed to the point of me not wanting to play them anymore. But when Sakura came out, I think she was the worst character in the game. When she came out at launch, it wasn't until the 3.5 patch in April 3rd that I feel like she became a pretty good character. And now I think where she's at, she's top 15, and she's definitely my favorite character to play. It might be a favorite fighting game character of all time for me at this point.
Okay, man, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. So tell me, what scene do you represent? Is there a scene that you represent?
Actually, no. I guess the only scene I represent is Reddit, because I'm from New Jersey, and New Jersey isn't really bad in terms of competition. It's just I don't know. There's not too much. It used to be the Break, but they don't run Street Fighter 5 anymore. They just do Grand Blue. So I guess if there's a scene I represent, it's Reddit.
Okay.
Just because I always enter the tournaments.
Hey, shout out to Reddit, man. I fucks with them kids over there, man. I fucks with Reddit. What's your gamer tag and where did it come from?
My gaming tag is Spaceboy. It's from it's a song from an anime called Initial D. That's one of the songs that plays during a character's like important race. It was called Spaceboy by Dave Rogers.
Okay.
It's just a good song. I like it so.
Okay. No, it's a dope name.
Thank you.
I like that. So how do you feel about the players that you're going against? You're going against Rob TV and Burkish.
So Rob, me and him, I feel like I'm catching up to him, but he has so many characters that he's good with. I know it's character lock, so he'll probably pick Guile. I've been training against this Guile, watching our replays, but that's definitely going to be difficult just in terms of the matchup. I feel like I'm about to pass the threshold that I need to beat the level that I need to beat him, but it's going to be very, very hard to hit 15 against someone like him.
Yep.
And Burkish, I think it's going to be really volatile because me and him, we go really, really back and forth. Like, I remember the last tournament we played in was, what was it? What's it called? The Demon Hollow tournaments, the one where it's open to all regions. I ended up sending him to losers at winners final, but then he brought it back in grand final 6-1. And the last tournament before I beat him, then he beat me, then he beat me 2 times in a row, then I beat him before. Okay. There's a lot of back and forth stuff. It's always close. It's always interesting.
Okay.
But it's going to be very, very difficult because right now, Urian and Guile are my 2 tournament demons, to say the least. Like any character that I lose to in tournament, Knuckle-Doo, Guile, Burkish, Urian, Rushdown Urian, Prophet, I did pretty good against him the last time we played at Rival Fools, but it's going to be difficult. It won't be easy at all.
But how do you feel against their characters, Urian and Guile, Chun-Li, and Karen?
Chun-Li and Karen, I think I can beat him pretty well if he picks them, but he's probably going to pick Guile, all things considered. I believe he picks, I guess it's going to be a case of who he perceives as a bigger threat, because he normally plays Karin from Urian. So if he sees me as a bigger threat, he might pick Guile. But if he sees Burkish as a bigger threat, he's probably gonna pick Karin. But to be honest, the matchup for Sakura versus Urian, just a bit too difficult right now. Like I don't want to say that because I played against Rushdown this Monday. It wasn't too bad, just like some mistakes of me being a bit too impetuous and neutral. But what I'm getting at is back in season 4 and 3.5, Sakura won the matchup because of her charge up fireball. Urian had to come to her or waste resources to fight in the fireball war, but not because of the V skill. Like he can just come in for free, and he dictates the pace of the fight, which is unfortunate because he outranges her, has more health and more damage. She can win the fight though. Like it's just difficult is all.
Gotcha.
Not as bad as something like, say, I want to say something like, it's definitely nothing on the level like Dhalsim Geef. It's just something, it's troublesome.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me, what's the track record between both of your opponents? I know you say you go back and forth with Burkish, but tell me, what's the track record between you two? What's the history between you and these people?
Me and Burkish, we fight each other a lot at Reddit. He hasn't been to a couple of them, but I remember back in 2019, he was like a big gate for me moving on to the tournament, moving through the tournament. I remember the very first time I beat him was the end of 2019 in that Reddit. So I was very, very, very happy. And then I was able to beat him consistently a couple times later, but then he started studying the matchup too, giving me a lot of hell.
Oh yeah, try to pick that camera up too, man. Pick it up, raise it up. Yeah.
Oh right, my bad. Yeah. But yeah. So like, he gives me a lot of trouble, but I think I'll do pretty well against him. I definitely won't go out free against him, at least.
Okay.
So, I've been doing a lot of Yuri in practice too, with Rush Down. So
okay. So pretty back and forth between you and Burkish, but you said you have some issues with Rob TV.
You mean fighting against him?
Yeah.
Just his guile at the moment. I remember his Chun-Li was botting me like 4 tournaments in a row. Like his Chun-Li was just destroying me. Like I was able to beat him eventually, but that took a long time too. And now he pulled out guile. But that's his last character though. So after I learned that, I think I can start beating him a little more consistently too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So last question here. Any last words? Well, 2 more questions, but any words for your competitors? Anything you want to say?
No, not much. Let's just have a good fight. Put on a good show. Show what the top character, what character specialists can do.
I think the final count would be. I know we talked about that, but what do you think the final count would be?
Because I'm optimistic, I'll say 15 me, but it's gonna be really close. Like I honestly think that the lowest score will probably be 11.
So who
like 11 Rob,
okay.
13 Burkish, and I'm hoping 15 me, but even then I'm not too confident. I'm like a 60% on that one, so
God damn.
let's see what happens. I'm just being honest. Like
I got you.
I might sound like I'm downplaying myself, but you have to work your way up to confidence. You can't start out confident, otherwise you're just gonna lose.
I got you. Yeah. That's cool. All right, man. Shit, man. That's it. Yeah, that's it, man. Appreciate you, man. I think I got to do Rob TV's interview now, and then
you got Burkish's?
Yeah, I already did. I did Burkish yesterday, so we good. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yep. But all right, bro.
Talking.
All right, bro. Huh?
Good talking to you, KB.
Yes, sir.
Catch you later.
All right, bro. How do you feel about how Capcom has adjusted to COVID-19 pertaining to Street Fighter V?
I think it's kind of. It feels like they didn't have a real plan and they just followed other organizations' plans to go online, because other video games in general, FPSs, MMOs, whatever, they have really solid netcode to the point that you even could play on Wi-Fi, if I'm gonna be honest. Even if you have a wired connection for 5, you're still gonna struggle in terms of opponents, and more times than not, it's just CFN's fault, and it's not even the faults of anyone with internet or not. So I feel like they just made the change just because there can't be any offline tournaments, and they weren't really prepared for it. It's better this way to have tournaments. It's better to have action going on. But once again, the tournaments that we're running up until literally next week with the CPT NA, which is June 6th, it's all just been grassroots events. It wasn't like they said, okay, we're gonna have East Coast Throwdown online. We're gonna continue the CPT as it should be, but we're just gonna have it all online, which would have been an easy possibility had this game had good netcode. I could see something like Final Round having the same sort of online format, just instead of people flying out for it, they just play on netplay, which would have worked if 5 had a very, very good netcode. Hopefully they address that for 6.
Yep.
So I'd give them a C. really, in terms of how they handle it. It's better that it's here. They're trying to fix the netcode a little bit here and there, but what's here isn't good enough to warrant online tournaments like this. And CPT-NA next week is just over 240 entrants, so it's gonna be a bloodbath, to say the least.
It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna take it easy. I'm not gonna. I'll try my best, but it's just like I don't think I've gotten salty over an online tournament for a while. Like, just literally stuff like I'll lose tournament matches because there's a lag spike during a DP punish, and it's just like I don't know.
Yeah.
So
What can you do?
it's hard.
Okay, that's a solid answer. So they handle it in a C. What do you think about the surplus of online tournaments that we're seeing?
I think had like once again the question of netcode. If this game had really really great netcode, they'd be so much better. But in terms of me, who I can't even travel to too many tournaments period because I'm a full-time college student. So for me, it's great that I can enter literally a tournament every single day of the week, essentially.
Right.
But there's always something. It's amazing. I remember just 2 weeks ago, I entered 11 tournaments, one every single day, 11 days in a row. And it's crazy. So there's just so much action going on right now, even for something like Grand Blue. Like it's crazy to me how much like there is out there in terms of action because all locals are accessible from really anywhere. Like if I was from New Jersey to drive out to New York or something for like 4 locals would be pretty difficult, but now it's just a matter of online. So what I'm getting at is I hope that there is an attempt even after the quarantine ends to keep online tournaments to some level, even if they're just free to enter and no prize money. They're all enjoyable to enter, in my opinion.
Yeah.
As long as the connections are fine. So I think it's good that the community is still trying to keep the passion for fighting alive too. But hopefully these online events stay even after quarantine. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. I think it's a great opportunity to level up. Like,
or at least like an online monthly every now and then.
Yeah. Okay. How do you feel about how Capcom is handling the Pro Tour this year? You spoke about it a little bit, but how do you feel about the format? 20 people, how they're doing the regions, or have you even thought about it that much?
Honestly, a part of me really wonders why they're even doing it to a certain extent, because from my understanding, it's going to be an invitational based on well, not an invitation, but it's going to happen in 2021. They're going to crown the 2020 champion at CPT 2021, right?
Well, they're doing it's basically these online tournaments, right? And then they're gonna fly, and then there is gonna be an in-person tournament, but the qualifiers are gonna be these online tournaments only.
Online tournaments. I feel like once again, there's a better way to do it, but hey, it's here. It doesn't cost money to enter. Why the hell not? That sort of thing.
Right.
But it's just like the only concern is Street Fighter V's netcode. Anytime there's an online tournament, that's always the first question. How good is the connection going to be? Player A and player B. It's not a question of if the matches will be exciting to watch anymore, because even NLBC, everyone's enjoying the NLBC weeklies. Everyone's enjoying Reddit, and then Casa and Asa's No God No Neutral. There's tons of tournaments that are very exciting and have very high-profile matches. It's just a matter of connection. It's just a matter of like Punk having to post that he lost that Equinox tournament because his car and it confirmed will roll back. So it's just like we all love this game and we all want to support it. It's hard to play it sometimes because of the lag. That's really it.
Gotcha. Yeah, the bottleneck is the net code. So okay, all right. Let's jump to the next question. How do you feel about the announcement of new content for Street Fighter V?
I think Street Fighter V is a finished game, and adding 5 more characters is a little unnecessary, if I gotta be honest, because I see people asking for Makoto a lot, and we literally have 4 Makotos in this game. We have Macaulay, we have Laura, we have G, and we have Seth now at this point. So I feel like every single character archetype is realistically addressed for. We have 4 Shotos. We have Sakura, Akuma, Ryu, Ken, and technically Kage. We have 5 Shotos. We have about 6 grapplers. We have about 4 zoners. We have a bunch of rushdowns, obviously. And then we have like unique character archetypes too, like maybe Urien or Guile. I mean, Urien or Gil. Like unique character archetypes like that too. So I feel like any sort of fighting game playstyle is addressed for correctly. And 40 characters is already a lot. And in terms of this game's balancing, it's okay for them not to add any more characters. But I won't complain. Hopefully someone is excited for these other 5 characters. But for me, there's virtually no one I would be excited to see in this game at this point. Like even Yang, I was hoping he would be added. But when I say he should have been added, I was thinking like season 3 he should be added, not season 5, the final patch.
Yeah.
So it's just like, if they add these 5 more characters, I'm honestly hoping that they become launch characters for Street Fighter 6. Because I think we only have 2 more years of 5, really. Like 2022, Street Fighter 6 should come out. Unless they want to do something like Street Fighter 6 2023.
Well, that's my
yeah. That sounds like a long time away, right? 2023.
Right. Well, that was the question I was kind of want to get into. Like, do you think we should have an additional year of Street Fighter 5, or do you feel like we should just move on to the next entry after this year?
I feel like after 2020 clears out and we have the 2021 CPT, either we have one final CPT in 2022 for 5, or for that following year, the Street Fighter 6 tournaments start rolling out. I feel fine to play this game for another. See, 2 years is such a long time. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're saying another 2 years. I was expecting a Street Fighter 6 reveal this year.
Like, my life has changed so much in 2 years.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine 3, to be honest. Like 2 years ago, I wasn't thinking about getting a car, moving out, or anything like that. And 2 years later, I'll probably have done these things.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. Where I am now as a person, I could see myself playing it for another 2 or 3 years because I really enjoy the game. I think it was a good game with some odd choices in terms of design, but I could see myself absolutely playing it for as long as the tournament scenes are still around.
Okay.
But the question is what Capcom wants to do.
No, the question is, what do you prefer? And it seems like you would play it for 2 more years if it was available, because you really enjoy it.
Yeah, the thing is though, it's just that the quarantine has really ruined the progression for certain games in terms of tournament. Like even for Guilty Gear, everyone was so excited that Strive was gonna release late 2020, but quarantine has literally destroyed every single major outside of Super TSP. So Guilty Gear didn't get to really run the course of its life. The final year for Guilty Gear was essentially 2019. So as much as people wanted to enjoy Championship Edition and people were excited to play it again, technically Championship Edition didn't have a tournament year, unless you count the online. And I count it to some degree, but offline majors and online events aren't the same thing.
True.
Like the energy and passion that I feel is there at offline. It's just something that can't be replicated on an online environment. And I'm not, even if the netcode was 1-for-1 perfect, those differences, even just all the pictures and fun, like exploring those cities and stuff, going to those events, it's just not the same thing.
It's way more on the line at a live tournament. You got to think about it. You traveled to get there. You paid money. You bought a flight. You bought a hotel. Yeah. You pay for registration, and you don't know what's gonna happen in pools, man. You got first or 2, and that's it. So it's way more on the line. So that's gonna affect your gameplay. So
I still feel like online tournaments are good practice because even for me, a lot of the things that I've learned from this game, like 99% of the game time that I have for this game is online. So I feel like I've been getting good practice in, and I've been doing decent when I go offline, but it's just not the same. I'm hoping things turn to normal, and that's why I'm saying this game maybe should get 2 years offline, because 1 year was stolen by the virus.
Yeah.
Same for a lot of other games.
Yeah, that's fair.
And the difference between something like Guilty Gear, which had Strive on its way, versus Street Fighter 6, which isn't quite confirmed yet. We don't know anything about it. You just know this is the final year 5. That's it.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows what could happen?
Yeah, we'll see, man. I kind of look at it as I actually look at it as a good thing for all games, because one, it gives the players enough time to really dig into their characters for us to have a really strong season next year for Capcom Pro Tour when things are back to normal. So I think next year is gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I honestly think the way that the government hasn't been handling this well, not at all. Yeah. They're just forcing reopening, so it's just like I could see myself heading to a tournament with like a N95 mask or something, and then just having hand sanitizer, fist bumping people, and I can see that realistically happening because cases in certain areas are way lower now. But who knows? Hopefully things return to normal in 2021. But if they don't return to normal, they're gonna force things to normal. That's what I'm saying.
Last question, man. Anything else you want to shout out? Anybody you want to call out and say thank you? This is the last piece of the interview.
I'd like to shout out Joe Monday for hosting Reddit every Monday. But I think his name is pronounced Monday. It's confusing. Monday, as in the day. Hosting Reddit every Monday, for the East Coast, and every Friday for the West Coast. I'd like to thank Capcom for Street Fighter 5 and Street Fighter in general. The game's had its ups and downs, but it's a really great game. Let's see. I'd like to shout out my friends in the Little Hamsters Discord, Asta, and all my practice partners. So thanks for anyone who's practiced with me. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
Okay, cool, man. I really appreciate you doing this interview and doing the event, man. I think you're really showing how strong soccer is in America. So I think you're gonna do some work, man. So I think you should absolutely put yourself at 15.